Let me tell you something right now, because I've seen too many women lose years of their lives ignoring what I'm about to say. A man will always reveal who he is and what his intentions are, not by what he promises, but by what he says in passing. His words carry weight. His words show his mindset. His words tell you whether he sees you as a queen or as an option. And if you train your ear to listen, you will save yourself pain that thousands of women out there are still stuck in today. Now, I know relationships can get confusing. Chemistry will fool you, attraction will blind you, and hope will trick you. But words, they never lie, because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. When a man says something to you that cuts down your worth, downplays his responsibility, or strips away your dignity, you better believe him the first time. Don't try to rationalize it. Don't try to twist it into something positive. Don't try to hold on to what you wish he meant. Listen for what he actually said, because he told you who he was. The problem is too many women hear these things and think he's just joking, or think he's just scared of love, or think, oh, he'll change once he falls for me. But let me break it down. He's not joking. He's not confused. He's not going to change, because he already showed you what's in his heart. And if a man ever says one of these 5 things to you, it's your signal to stand up, collect your dignity, and walk away, because if you stay, you're telling him his words don't matter. And when you teach a man that his words don't matter, his actions will never line up either. The first thing a man will say that should make you walk away immediately is when he tells you, I don't want a relationship right now. I need you to hear that with both ears open, because that is not challenge. That is not an invitation to prove him wrong. That is not a sign that if you love him harder, he'll wake up one day ready to commit. No, that is a man clearly telling you his intentions. He's telling you he will take your time, your body, your energy, and your love, but he will not give you title or the commitment you deserve. And if you stay thinking he'll change, you just volunteered to be his convenience and nothing more. Now, the second thing is when a man says all women are crazy or all women are the same, don't you dare laugh at that. Don't you dare treat it as a harmless joke, because those words are laced with poison. When a man speaks like that, what he's really telling you is he doesn't respect women as individuals. He doesn't see uniqueness. He doesn't honor femininity. He carries baggage from his past, and instead of healing, he projects it onto you. And you better believe if you stay, he will one day look at you the same way, with the same bitterness, with the same disrespect, because you can't build love with someone who has already written you off as just another stereotype. The third one is when a man says, I don't believe in marriage. Let me tell you why this matters, because when he says he doesn't believe in marriage, he's really saying, I don't believe in accountability. I don't believe in partnership. I don't believe in making anything official. I don't believe in binding myself to the promises that love requires. And ladies, stop thinking, oh, he'll change his mind once he meets the right woman. No, ma'am. If he's already telling you he doesn't believe in it, that's his truth, and it doesn't matter how good you are, how loyal you are, how much you pour into him. You cannot change the belief system of a man who has already decided he's not about coven. And the fourth one is when a man says you're too emotional. Now listen closely, because this one slips under the raid. Or all the time you see when a man calls you too emotional, he's not just commenting on your mood, he's dismissing your feelings, he's minimizing your heart, he's saying your voice doesn't matter, he's saying your needs are inconvenient. And if you let him get away with that once, he will do it every single time until you start questioning your own sanity, and you start silencing yourself just to keep the peace. But let me tell you something, your emotions are not a weakness, they are a gift. They are your intuition, they are your connection to life and love, and any man who tries to shame you for feeling is a man who is unworthy of your heart And the fifth one is when a man says, I don't see a future with you. This one might seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how many women hear this and still stay. Because they're clinging to the present, they think if I just keep being patient, if I just keep proving my worth, if I just keep loving him harder, maybe one day he'll change. But listen to me. He already told you his vision, and you weren't in it. He already painted his picture of tomorrow, and you weren't there. And no matter how much you love him, you cannot paint yourself into someone else's vision. If he says he doesn't see it, believe him and move now. I need to tell you something else right here, because walking away is not just about leaving a man. It's about choosing yourself. It's about declaring to the universe that you will not lower your value to fit into a space someone else refuses to grow. It's about setting the kind of standard that tells the next man, this woman is not afraid to be alone. She's not afraid to cut ties. She's not afraid to lose someone who doesn't value her, because she knows what she brings and she knows what she deserves. And let me tell you something, men respect that kind of woman. The woman who refuses to settle, the woman who doesn't compromise on her dignity, the woman who is willing to walk away. And I know it's not easy, because sometimes attraction is strong, sometimes the connection feels real, sometimes the history runs deep. But let me remind you, history doesn't equal destiny, and feelings don't equal future, and connection doesn't equal commitment. If his words don't line up with what you need, then his presence in your life will only drain you, and you cannot afford to keep giving years to someone who already told you he has no plan for you. Ladies, you've got to stop treating red flags like decorations. You've got to stop turning clear statements into puzzles. You've got to stop thinking you can love a man into becoming someone told you he's not, because every day you stay after hearing one of these things, you are not only losing time, you are teaching him that you don't believe you deserve more. And that is dangerous, because once a man knows you'll accept less, he will never give you his best. The truth is this: the right man will never say these things to you. The right man will never downplay commitment. The right man will never disrespect women. The right man will never shame you for your feelings. The right man will never exclude you from his vision. The right man will speak life into you, not death. He will speak hope into you, not doubt. He will speak future into you, not limitations. And you don't have to beg him for it. It will flow out of him naturally, because that's what's in his heart. So if you hear any of these 5 things, don't argue. You don't debate, don't beg, don't try to prove yourself, don't try to wait it out. Walk away, because your silence, your eggs, your refusal to stay in a place that dishonors you speaks louder than any words ever could. And that move right there will not only save your heart, it will position you for the kind of love that speaks life and not death, that lifts you instead of lowering you, that honors you instead of belittling you, because you deserve nothing less than that kind of love. And you deserve it now, not after years of waiting for someone to change, not after wasting your best energy on someone who already told you they don't see you. So the next time you hear it, the next time those words hit your ears, I don't want a relationship, I don't believe in marriage, all women are crazy, you're too emotional, I don't see a future with you, let those words be your permission slip to go, because you are not obligated to stay where respect is absent and love is conditional. You are free to choose yourself, you are free to demand better, you are free to walk away, and walking away doesn't mean you lost, it means you won. Because you chose dignity over desperation, vision over confusion, and love over fear. And that right there is the most powerful move you will ever make in your life. When a man tells you he doesn't want commitment, believe him the first time, because what comes out of a man's mouth in that moment is not a slip of the tongue. It is not confusion. It is not him trying to be cute. It is the purest form of honesty you will ever hear from him. And too many women get hurt not because men lie, but because men tell the truth and women decide they can change it. Women hear a man say, "I am not ready for a relationship," and they think, "Give me 6 months, he will be ready." They hear, "I am not looking for anything serious," and they translate it into, "Let me show him how good I am. He will change his mind." But here is the reality. When a man says he does not want commitment, it means his heart, his mind, and his spirit are not prepared to build with you, and no amount of love, cooking, texting, laughing, or intimacy is going to rewrite that truth. A man can enjoy your company every single day. He can call you every night. He can take you out, buy you dinner, laugh with you, sleep with you, and still mean every word when he says, "I don't want a commitment," because men can separate what they enjoy from what they invest in. And if he already told you where he stands, he is not confused, he is not broken, he is not waiting for you to fix him. He has made a decision, and the worst thing a woman can do is think her love will override his choice. Love is powerful, but it does not have the power to rewire a man who has chosen to keep his freedom. Women often mistake consistency for commitment. If he calls every night, that must mean he wants me. If he introduces me to his friends, maybe he is changing. If he compliments me, surely he sees my worth. But consistency can come from convenience. Consistency can come from loneliness. Consistency can come from comfort, and none of those equal commitment. A man can consistently enjoy you without ever intending to build with you, and you will know that because he already told you up front, "I don't want a commitment." The most dangerous game you can play is ignoring a man's words and replacing them with your hope, because hope has a way of painting lies in brightest colors. You start imagining wedding bells in the same sentence. He told you he only wants fun. You start dreaming about forever while he is talking about Friday night. You start creating stories in your head where he changes and becomes your ideal man, when the only story you need to listen to is the one he told you from his mouth. "I am not looking for a relationship." There is a difference between patience and denial. Patience is when two people want the same destination, but one needs a little time. Denial is when only one person wants the destination, and the other has already told you they are not even on the road to get there. You cannot turn denial into patience. No matter how long you wait, you cannot convince someone to value what they have already dismissed. And too many women waste their best years being loyal to a man who told them from the start he could never give them what they wanted. Here is what you must understand. A man who says he does not want commitment is not always a bad man. He may be honest, he may be respectful, he may even treat you kindly, but his truth is not aligned with your dream. And if you force yourself to stay, you will become the villain in your own story, because you will keep asking for more than he ever promised to give. You will keep expecting him to grow into something he never intended to be, and every time he falls short, you will feel disappointed when the truth is he never agreed to be what you imagined. When a man tells you he doesn't want commitment, he is giving you a gift, a painful gift, but a gift of clarity. He is telling you not to waste your time, not to invest your future, not to build a house on a foundation he will never secure. He is telling you that no matter how beautiful you are, no matter how good your heart is, no matter how much chemistry you share, he has no intention of holding your hand through forever. And the moment you accept that gift is the moment you free yourself to find someone who does. Too many women believe they can audition their way into a man's heart, as if being the best cook, the best lover, the best friend, the best supporter will force him to promote them into girlfriend or wife status. But you cannot audition for a role. He already canceled the show, for you cannot try out for a part he never wrote into his script. You cannot turn yourself into everything and then get mad when he still does not see you as the one because he already told you before the curtain even opened. I am not casting anyone in that role. You must learn to take a man at his word, because when a man tells you he doesn't want commitment, but you stay anyway, you are teaching him that he can have all the benefits without any of the responsibility. You are teaching him that your boundaries are negotiable. You are teaching him that your worth is flexible. You are teaching him that he does not need to rise to the level of your standards, because you will sink to the level of his comfort. And once you set that precedent, it is almost impossible to undo, because now he sees you as someone who will always accept less. It is not about being harsh. It is about being wise. You cannot allow your desire to blind you to reality. You cannot let your emotions silence your ears when a man speaks truth, because his words are not hidden. They are not complicated. They are not in code. They are plain as day. I don't want a commitment. But when you choose to ignore it, you are signing yourself up for heartbreak that was avoidable, pain that was optional, tears that were predictable. The truth is, commitment is not something you drag out of a man. It is not something you convince him into. It is a choice he makes willingly, a decision he takes proudly, a step he walks into with certainty. And when a man is ready, you won't have to decode his words or overanalyze his actions. His effort will be obvious, his intentions will be clear, his consistency will be backed by responsibility, and his words will line up with his actions. But when a man is not ready, his clarity will be just as strong, and it will sound like, I am not looking for commitment. The wisdom is in believing him the first time, not the 10th, not after you have invested years, not after you have given your body, your heart, and your soul, but the very first time, because the moment you believe him, you give yourself permission to move forward. You give yourself permission to protect your future. You give yourself permission to stop wasting energy on someone who already declared they are not in the race. Women often confuse chemistry with destiny. Just because you feel a spark does not mean he is meant to stay. Just because you laugh together does not mean he is your forever. Just because he holds you close does not mean he will hold you through life. Chemistry is a wonderful thing, but without commitment, it is just fireworks, pretty bright, exciting, and over in a flash. And if you are not careful, you will confuse the temporary thrill for eternal promise. So when a man tells you he does not want commitment, it does not matter how much you like him. It does not matter how good it feels. It does not matter how strong the attraction is. You must anchor yourself in the truth of his words, because the cost of ignoring them is always greater than the cost of letting go. If you stay, you will spend your days hoping for change that will never come. If you stay, you will question your worth every time he refuses to give more. If you stay, you will live in the illusion of potential instead of the reality of love. Believing him the first time is not weakness, it is strength. It is not giving up, it is leveling up. It is not losing, it is saving yourself from a bigger loss. Because the sooner you accept his truth, the sooner you open the door for the man who will never hesitate to give you the commitment you deserve. The sooner you stop trying to prove yourself to someone who never planned to choose you, the sooner you stop building dreams on sand and start building them on stone. And understand this, when a man is ready for commitment, you won't have to ask him twice. You won't have to beg. You won't have to wonder. You won't have to play detective, because his actions will match his words, and his words will sound like, I want you, I choose you, I am ready for this. And until you hear that, until he shows that, you must believe the other truth he already told you, I don't want a commitment. When a man truly values a woman, he will show it in ways that go far beyond sweet talk and surface gestures, because for a man, value is not just a word, it is an action, it is pattern, it is a consistent reflection of how he prioritizes you in his world. Men are not complicated. When they value something, they protect it, they invest in it, they prioritize it, and they make sure everyone around them knows what that something means to them. The same way a man guards his money, his career, his name, he will guard the woman he values not because someone forced him to, but because it becomes second nature to him. You can always tell the difference between a man who is simply entertained by a woman and a man who values her, because the one who is entertained only shows up when it benefits him, but the one who values her shows up even when it costs him time, money, comfort, or energy. He will go out of his way to make sure she feels safe, not just physically, but emotionally. He will make space for her in his busy life, because when a man values you, there is no such thing as too busy. The same man who claims he has no time will suddenly find all the time when it comes to the woman who matters. Men reveal their values in their effort. Effort is the love language that cannot be faked long term, because effort requires sacrifice, effort requires consistency, effort required intention. When a man values a woman, he does not disappear when life gets heavy. He does not cancel on her without concern. He does not treat her as a convenience. He treats her as a priority. And that difference is not subtle, it is glaring. When a man values you, his actions will not leave you confused, because confusion is the fruit of mixed priorities, but clarity is the fruit of genuine vow. You also shows in respect in how he speaks to you, respect in how he listens, respect in how he talks about you when you are not in the room, respect in how he handles your feelings even when he does not fully understand them. Men who value women do not belittle them, do not mock their dreams, do not dismiss their emotions. They lean in, they pay attention, they ask questions, because when a man values you, he knows your perspective matters. He knows your voice matters, he knows your needs matter, and he refuses to treat you as if you are replaceable. A man who values you protects your dignity. He does not put you in situations that compromise your self-respect. He does not drag you through games. He does not parade you around while secretly entertaining others. He does not make you guess if you are the only one, because when a man values a woman, he makes his intentions clear and his actions clean. He cuts off unnecessary distractions. He sets boundaries with other women. He creates space where you know without a shadow of doubt that you are the one he is choosing, because nothing says value louder than exclusivity. Pay attention to how a man talks about his future when he values you, because a man who values a woman will not build dreams that exclude her. He will not plan a future that she cannot walk into. He will not talk about goals and visions and forget to mention how she fits inside them. His plans will start to sound like ours instead of mine. His goals will begin to include her. His vision will expand to hold space for the life they can create together, because value is not just about the present moment. It is about the investment in tomorrow. There is a false belief that when a man values a woman, it will always look like expensive gifts or big displays, but the truth is men value through consistency, through presence, through small intentional acts. A text to make sure you made it home safe, a check-in when he knows you had a tough day, remembering the little things you mentioned in conversation and acting on them, defending you when someone disrespects you. These are the ways value shows up, and women must not confuse performance with proof, because some men can perform grand gestures once, but value is shown in what he repeats every day. A man who values you does not only show up when it is convenient, he shows up when it is inconvenient. He checks on you not just when he is in a good mood, but when he is tired, when he is stressed, when life is pulling at him from every direction, because value is not conditional. It does not vanish when circumstances change. When he values you, he adjusts his life to keep you a priority, not the other way around. He does not ask you to constantly shrink your needs to fit his comfort. He stretches himself to meet your needs, because that is what value demands. Another way a man reveals value is in how he involves you in his world. When a man does not value you, he will keep you on the sidelines, away from his family, away from his friends, hidden from the places that matter most to him. But when he values you, he brings you in. He introduces you to the people who shaped him. He shows you the environments that built him. He does not hide you. Because to him, you are not an option, you are an addition to his world. And when a man is proud to value a woman, he wants everyone else to see it too. It is important to note that when a man values a woman, he does not just focus on what he gets from her. He focuses on what he can give to her, because true value is not selfish, it is generous, it is sacrificial, it is outward, not inward. When he values you, he will ask himself, how can I make her life better? How can I ease her load? How can I encourage her dreams? How can I make her feel safe and secure and loved? And when a man starts asking those questions and then acting on them, you will feel it without needing to beg for it. Women must understand that value is not about words, it is about proof. Words can be cheap, but actions cost something. And when a man values you, he is willing to pay the cost, whether that cost is time, whether that cost is energy, whether that cost is money, whether that cost is vulnerability. He pays it gladly, because he knows your presence in his life is worth the investment. And when a man values a woman, he is not worried about losing his freedom. He is grateful. He found a partner who multiplies his life. Many women fall into the trap of trying to convince a man to value them. But Val, you cannot be forced. You cannot argue your way into being valued. You cannot beg a man into respecting you. You cannot plead for effort that should come naturally, because when a man values you, you do not have to beg for anything. He gives freely, he offers willingly, he steps up consistently, because in his eyes you are not a burden, you are a blessing, and he treats you as such. A man who values you will also challenge you. He will not let you settle for less than your potential. He will encourage you to grow. He will push you to pursue your dreams. He will hold you accountable, because value is not only about comfort, it is about contribution. He wants to see you shine, not just for his benefit, but for your own. He celebrates your victories, he supports your ambitions, and he is not intimidated by your success, because when a man values a woman, her elevation feels like his elevation to value is also revealed in how he handles conflict, because every relationship faces storms. But when a man values you, he does not run at the first sign of trouble. He does not shut down and disappear. He does not weaponize silence or manipulation. Instead, he communicates, he works through it. He fights for the connection, because when he values you, he knows the relationship is worth protecting, worth repairing, worth nurturing. And he does not let his pride destroy what he treasures. The essence of it all is this: when a man truly values a woman, his words, his actions, his choices, and his sacrifices all line up. You do not have to decode, you do not have to chase, you do not have to wonder, because value makes itself known. Value speaks louder than excuses. Value shows itself in consistency. Value reveals itself in effort. Value is undeniable and unmistakable. When it is present, never let anyone shame your emotions. They are your power, not your weakness. And I want you to hold on to that truth, because too many people walk through life apologizing for how deeply they feel, as if feeling is a flaw, as if caring too much makes them less valuable, as if showing love too openly makes them desperate. But emotions are not liabilities. Emotions are the very things that separate human connection from transactions. Emotions are what make love real, and without emotions there is no bond worth fighting for. The problem is that society has trained so many women to tone it down, to hide what they feel, to play hard, to get to act like they do not care. And the more you bury your emotions, the more you rob yourself of the very power that draws the right man to you, because the truth is, a real man is not looking for someone who can outplay him in games. He is looking for someone who can out-love him in truth, and your emotions, when expressed with confidence, are not a weakness. They are a strength. Think about this. When a man truly values a woman, he is not put off by her vulnerability. He is not turned away by her honesty. He is drawn to it. Because men live in a world where they are told not to feel, where they are told to bury pain, where they are told to hide struggle. So when they meet a woman who can freely embrace her emotions, it does not look like weakness to them. It looks like freedom. It looks like authenticity. It looks like something rare that they secretly crave but never say out loud. Your emotions are also your compass. They tell you when something is right, and they tell you when something is wrong. But the danger comes when you ignore them, or worse, when you allow someone to shame you into ignoring them, because every time you silence your emotions, you silence your inner wisdom, you silence your discernment, you silence the voice that warns you when you are being disrespected or taken for granted. And when you ignore that voice, you end up staying in places you should have walked away from long ago. A man who truly loves you will never make you feel crazy for having emotions. He will never call you too much, too needy, too dramatic. He will listen, he will care, he will lean in, because he understands that your emotions are an extension of your love. And the deeper you love, the more passionately you feel, the more you care, the more you invest, the more your emotions reveal your heart. And only a man who is not ready for real love will shame a woman for what makes her heart powerful. Let's break this down further. When you cry, it does not mean you are weak. It means you care. When you get upset, it does not mean you are irrational. It means you value respect. When you ask questions, it does not mean you are insecure. It means you want clarity. When you express joy, it does not mean you are childish. It means you are alive. Every emotion you carry is tied to something deeper inside of you. And instead of apologizing for them, you must start honoring them, because they are proof that you love deeply. Now here is where many women get it wrong. They start believing that in order to keep a man, they have to be cold, they have to play tough, they have to pretend like nothing bothers them. But that is a lie, because a man who is truly looking for a lifelong partner is not looking for stone walls. He is looking for open doors. He is not looking for someone who hides her feelings. He is looking for someone who can express them, because that expression creates intimacy, and intimacy is the glue that keeps two people together. When the fire of passion starts to fade, when you allow someone to shame your emotions, you are handing over your power, because the truth is the world will always try to make women believe that silence is strength. But real strength is being able to stand in your emotions with confidence and not feel the need to apologize for them. You do not have to tone down your excitement. When you love someone, you do not have to act like you are unaffected. When he does something that hurts you, you do not have to swallow your pain in silence just to keep the peace, because that peace will cost you your soul. Men who shame your emotions are the ones who are afraid of accountability, because your emotions expose truth. When you say you are hurt, they are confronted with their behavior. When you say you are disappointed, they are forced to see their inconsistency. When you say you are confused, they are faced with their lack of clarity, and instead of changing, they would rather shame you into silence. But never let that tactic work on you, because the moment you silence your emotions for a man is the moment you start losing yourself in a relationship. Real love is built on communication, and emotions are the language of the heart. If you cannot express them, then you cannot connect deeply, and if you cannot connect deeply, then you will always feel a gap. No matter how much time you spend together, no matter how many trips you take, no matter how many gifts he gives you, if you are not allowed to show your emotions, you will never feel safe. And if you never feel safe, you will never feel secure. And if you never feel secure, you will never truly feel loved. Men respect what is authentic, even if they do not always understand it. And emotions are the purest form of authenticity. You cannot fake them, not for long, and you should not try, because the very thing you are trying to hide is the very thing that makes you magnetic. A woman who can own her emotions is attractive because she is real. She is not pretending. She is not living behind a mask. She is not putting on a performance. She is standing in her truth, and that kind of woman commands respect. You have to realize that there is power in being emotional, power in being vulnerable, power in saying, I care, power in saying this matters to me, power in saying, I am hurt by that, power in saying, I love you, and not feeling embarrassed about it, because the world will try to make you believe that playing detached is strength, but strength is not pretending not to care. Strength is caring and still standing tall in it. Strength is loving with your whole heart even when you know love carries risk. Strength is showing your emotions without shame. When a man sees that you are confident in your emotions, it sets a tone. It teaches him how to treat you. It shows him that your heart is not something to be dismissed. It is something to be honored. It sets a standard that says, if you want to be in my life, you must be willing to handle all of me, not just the parts that are convenient for you, not just the parts that are easy, but the parts that require patience, understanding, and respect, because my emotions are part of my worth. And here is the truth. A man who is ready for love will rise to that challenge. He will not run from your emotions. He will learn to embrace them. He will grow because of them. He will become a better communicator because of them. He will become more patient because of them. He will become more caring because of them. Because when you show your emotions without shame, you invite a man to grow into his best self alongside you, and the right man will take that invitation gladly. Never forget that emotions are not weakness. Emotions are evidence that you have the courage to live fully and love deeply. The world may try to tell you to hide them, but the world is wrong. Your emotions are not a liability, they are your power. And when you stop letting people shame you for them, you step into the kind of confidence that attracts the love you deserve.